This wood is really expensive, so let me show you guys how to find and treat your own wood from local areas like forests, streams, rivers, beaches, things like that. That way you guys don't have to spend a fortune. So first things first, you're gonna wanna go out and look for the wood that you're gonna place into your enclosure. Make sure you take the right measurements of your enclosures. That way when you're out there looking for wood, you know exactly what sizes to look for. But if you get something too big, then obviously you can just cut it down. Now I want to be clear, you do have to look into local laws and regulations. Not everywhere will allow you to just go out there and grab wood from any place. There's actually some park regulations or state regulations that prohibit you, mainly because of erosion and habitat destruction of certain species. The main thing to look out for is you don't want to get wood that's going to be rotting. So try not to look for wood that's like under a lot of vegetation, under a lot of like leaf litter, because odds are the bottom is going to be rotting anyways. And one, that's not really good for your aquarium, and two, for terrariums, you don't want a lot of parasites in there that you're going to have to kill. Number two into getting wood into your terrarium is going to be treating the wood itself. Now there's a few different methods. Some people use heat, like putting it into the oven. Other people use extreme cold, putting it into a deep chest freezer or something like that. I can't do that because my deep chest freezer is full of breast milk.
One more thing to note is you want to make sure that you're grabbing wood that is not going to have a lot of chemicals in it. And when I say chemicals, I mean like natural stuff. Like, for example, I wouldn't want to get pine for any reptile enclosure, because the pine, the scent, the odor and all that stuff, it's just going to really hurt the animals. You want to go for something like oak, that's not going to have a lot of smell to it or anything, and it's going to be the best for your reptiles. You can also sand these down as well, something I forgot to mention. So if there's like sharper edges, for example, I got like a sharp edge right here, you can cut that down, you can sand it off, or just kind of smooth it out, making sure that there's not going to be a lot of things like this that's going to be kind of, you know, poking your reptiles. So making sure that it's also smooth everywhere, but also, you know, sturdy enough for your reptile to be able to shed on and things like that. A cool tip for cleaning is if you really want to bring out some colors to it, you know, use like a steel wool or Scotch-Brite, and you're just going to start chipping away at all that dirt and everything, and it'll bring out that color. So the next solution to getting this sanitized and ready for the enclosures is going to be to either put it in the oven or through a different method. The oven method is really simple. What you're going to do is you're going to put it to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you're going to put it in there for about 2 hours. 250 degrees Fahrenheit is not going to burn your wood, but if you have any like pieces that are kind of like hair, like kind of the width of a hair, like bark kind of like still fraying off and stuff, be careful for that. Make sure you're watching your oven. I'm not liable for any houses burned down, but make sure that you put it in. I'm Hispanic and I store stuff here, so I don't want to put it in the oven. The house gets really hot with this oven too, so I'm going to use the other method. The alternative method to sanitizing your driftwood is going to be to place it in a basin with water and some bleach. So you're going to usually want to do anywhere from 1/2 to 1/3 cup of bleach for every gallon of water. Or you can kind of just do what most people do. They do about 30 gallons of water to about 1 gallon of bleach. So let's say you can only do 15 gallons, then do 1/2 a gallon of bleach. I'm doing a 30-gallon tote here, have all my driftwood here. Now, of course, this is obviously not going to get submerged, but that's totally fine. After 24 hours of this being submerged, I'm just going to flip these pieces around. That way the entire thing gets submerged, and then who knows, I might take a chance if not the entire thing can be in, or I can chop it down and place it in. I just want to minimize the amount of cutting that I have to do, but that's basically it. Pour that bleach straight in there. You want to make sure that it doesn't have any additives, that it's just straight Clorox bleach. That's going to sanitize your wood, and it's also going to turn it really nice white, just like this one. This one was already naturally white, but it'll turn it that really nice white color. All right, I filled it to the top. Now, obviously, after 24 hours, I'll flip these around. This one, I have a feeling, is going to be pretty good. I'll be able to submerge that one too. So
we'll come back after 24 to 48 hours with these pieces and see how they look. All right, you guys know the final step is adding it to the enclosures. So I just went ahead and did a few final touches, made sure that everything's smooth, that nothing's going to get caught up on the gecko. Obviously here it's going to be a little bit harder, but you know, the most that you can do to make sure your gecko is going to be safe, that's the main part. And I'm going to put it in probably like this. Whole nice piece of driftwood that my gecko can now climb on. Let me see if I can grab him without freaking out. Go ahead, buddy. That looks amazing. So now he's got way more climbing space. He's got a little bit more hiding space in here and there. It just looks absolutely stunning. This is what the 36 by 18 by 18 enclosure looks like. So the 50-gallon enclosure, where I'll be putting my ball python, and I just absolutely love it. But it's gonna look so cool once I put the cool hide, the hot hide, and everything like that. Make it all nice, and then probably hang some vines or try to do something to incorporate a little bit more height into the enclosure. I think it's gonna look really nice for my ball python. So, and I still have that other piece of branch that I want to put in there. Who knows, maybe even something for her. And there you have it, guys. That's how you get driftwood from your local areas, rivers, beaches, woods, anywhere you go. Treat the wood, make sure it's pet safe, and then get it into your reptile enclosure for that beautiful aesthetic. And not only that, but also making sure that you have a lot more enrichment for your animals. So thank you all for watching. As always, God bless.